Good morning to all of you out there working on being better master teachers, being better school owners, and, kind of transforming your work from that of a business person trying to make a buck and teach, whatever your style is, to someone who becomes a change maker. You're not becoming just a business person in the community, another one, you're a business change maker, and the world, especially your community, is a better place because of what you teach and how you run your school with ethical practices and a vision for the potential of people to use what you teach on the mat in their community to transform themselves, their families, their friends. That's what we're doing. And that's when you have that kind of vision, when you think of your business as moving out and making really change, it transforms how you go about conducting it and what you say to your students. And today we're studying some statistics. Business statistics are instruments you use to determine where to put your energy. If you're flying a plane and every instrument says you're at the right altitude, and elevation, everything's working right, but your gas is almost empty. That one instrument is a game changer, right? And so you have to make sure you know where to look so that you don't worry about bringing your altitude up when it's really gas that you need. And so in the report, you'll see adjacent to this video, I show you some school stats from a group of schools, which are remarkable and show great attention to detail. And then I show you a 100 member who's sharing their stats with me. We're using it as a basis for meetings. And because of the stats shown on the list, which you can see published here, we came up with strategies to change the numbers, to get more of the people who inquire to actually make appointments, and for those who make appointments to actually enroll, and for those that enroll to actually stay. And none of the dialogue that we had in our meeting was about business tools like contracts or, 2-for-1 offers or any of the common business stuff. It was all about how you inspire your students to think about the work you're doing, where they're headed, what's the vision of where they're going, and why is it worth it to pay not only financially but in effort now for where they're headed. And a lot of instructors I work with they understand the process of using the martial arts for personal transformation and they feel empowered by the work they've done. But they're trying to communicate those things to students who have far less experience, and they're trying to communicate those things telepathically, right? So it doesn't work. You have to learn to put them in words. These stats tell me that the instructor and staff of this particular school must improve their ability to communicate. And that means that every time you write a piece about the school, every time you describe a photograph, every time you write a description and a title for a video you've shot, you're learning to articulate the benefits. And it isn't contracts that keep your students. It isn't a low tuition price, lower than you can afford to give. It isn't anything but getting in their head and making sure they understand how the work today improves the quality of their existence today and that they're headed in a very positive direction. Because if you could take every one of your students in the future after several years of training and they could feel what it feels like and experience that, they'd come back like Scrooge did and say, I'm changing today, right? But it's losing sight of where you're going. And that has a lot to do with why people don't make an appointment or show up, because you're not saying the right things. You're not speaking to that person who's seeking transformation or seeking benefits. You have to learn how to do that. If you do that, you'll turn 50 negative responses into 25 negative responses with 25 positive ones. You'll more likely get people to a place where they say, I'll give it a try because it sounds really interesting and it sounds like something I'd like for my child or myself. That's why we look at stats. And we're going to start some new work in our group every Monday and Tuesday. We're going to call them Stats Days. It's where you post your stats. You can stay anonymous if you want to. You can send them to me privately. I'll post them anonymously. But we're going to review your stats and compare them to other people every Monday and Tuesday. And I'd like to have 100% participation. But just like a lot of you know how to eat properly, but you don't, it can take a little while and it can take some discipline, but it's worth every cent that you put into it in effort and study and the frustration of, not knowing how to do something and then learning how to do it and learning how to use it. If you use your stats, you save hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars over your career. As there's probably no single month when you'll just blow your business out of the water. It'll just change your life and everything will be changed. It happens like learning jiu-jitsu or taekwondo or aikido or any style. It happens incrementally over time. You have to give it time and you have to give it energy. And in the long run, the results are phenomenal. If you expect short-term gratification, well, you're a martial artist. You don't expect short-term gratification. You're willing to invest time and energy for the transformation in the long term, and you enjoy the process. And that's what we're going to learn to do. Enjoy the process of keeping and understanding stats and using them so you don't waste much time, mistake activity for accomplishment, and that you get more done and have more fun and make a bigger impact in your community and be known for the things that you're best at and that you really care about. Okay, my phone number is 530-903-0286. If you need help, call me. We'll work on it.